Good morning. We are in the midst of a really, really exciting historic time in the history of the church with the papal conclave that's going on. As of right now, just maybe an hour ago or so, or I guess at the time you were watching this a couple hours ago, we got the second plume of black smoke, meaning yesterday that there was one vote that did not get the 2/3 majority, and today that they've already had 2 votes, and now they're burning the ballots from both of those. So there's been 3 votes, and there's the black smoke. And I was just kind of thinking about this and kind of how it applies to our lives. That black smoke is indicating something to us, right? They're taking those ballots that did not reach the 2/3 majority. So they're saying we don't have a pope. We haven't reached our desired destination with the votes. And they burn it, and through burning it, right, with a certain chemical that's added, the black smoke is coming out, and the whole world is watching, right? My eyes have been like glued to it as I've been watching from here. They didn't get the votes that they needed, and rather than just throwing those votes in the garbage and saying, whatever, we'll just try again later, they're using those votes and they're burning them to send a signal, right? To symbolize something. In other words, there is a use for the results that didn't turn out the way that they were expecting or they wanted or they needed to get to that next stage. So it made me think that a lot of times in life we have attempts at things that don't reach their desired results, that don't go the way we want. And a lot of times we can just look at these things as just wastes, as something that like, oh, just throw it away, no good came of that. But, even our biggest mistakes, God tells us that, or St. Paul tells us, right, that all things work for good for those who love God. Romans 8:28, one of my favorite verses of all time. God makes all things work for good for those who love him, right? Even with those ballots that don't get the votes, they're burning them. They're using them in the way that can tell all of us something, can communicate with us. When we make mistakes, we can learn from those data points, and they can communicate something to us that then helps us to actually get to the conclusion that we need. Whenever the Cardinals are in there and they have a vote that doesn't make it, right, they're still learning, okay, what names are surfacing more, who are we, seeing a lot, where are we getting closer, and then to inform themselves of the decision, say, okay, so these are maybe, at this point right now, I have no idea, right, but maybe there's like 4 or 5 names that are kind of surfacing up and kind of gaining traction. Maybe in the next one it'll be 3 names, and then eventually we'll get to a point where maybe there's just 2 names, and it's like, okay, everyone then decides, okay, it would be foolish for me just to vote for some guy whose name hasn't been read at all at any point when they get down to 2. Right? We learn from every action if we allow ourselves to learn from it. But I think sometimes we can just be like, yeah, that didn't work. I'm going to put it away. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to try to learn from it. Anything that happens, even if it doesn't get the desired results, we can learn from it. So let us pray today and ask God, whatever's on our mind maybe that we're struggling with, because gosh, this didn't go this way, this didn't go that way, and I wish it could have been different. Pray and ask the Lord, what's the lesson? What's the lesson from this? What are you trying to show me? How can I, in my life, not just throw it away, but say, how can I use this to produce black smoke that will tell me, okay, I'm going to learn something from this, and I'm not going to go that same direction. I'm going to have to shift a little bit rather than just throwing it away and committing the same mistakes again. Let us allow God to show us. Let us allow God to teach us. Let us allow God to lead us forward, using everything to teach us about his love and about the fact that he is with us every step of the way. So learn from our mistakes, or not even mistakes, maybe just learn from our things that don't go the way that we want or expect, and let God continue to lead us to where he's calling us today. Have a great day, and God bless you.